Hello everyone, welcome back to UPSC Warriors channel by Unacademy. This is Soundarya. So let's continue our MCQ discussion for today from 22nd December Hindu newspaper. And we have very interesting topic for today's discussion as well as important topics also. It includes India's State of Forest Report 2023 and the quantum satellites, and also about our national quantum vision. So these two topics are again going to be very helpful for your prelims 2025, right? So this topic was in news. Why? Because our Forest Survey of India submitted the Forest Report 2023. So you have so many important things to know under this, because this particular survey is going to provide you with a whole range of information. So these are the informations that you can get from this particular survey. So without delay, let's get to our first question for today. With reference to the Forest Survey of India's State of Forest Report 2023, consider the following statements. The forest in India does not include plantations. As compared to the assessment of 2021, there is an increase in the forest and tree cover of the country. So you will be getting these type of questions in the prelims. So what you have to do is find out whether the area under the forest is increased or decreased, and what are all the states witnessed significant amount of increase or decrease in their forest cover, as well as the rank of the states of India in accordance to the largest forest and the tree cover that it has, right? So these are some of the common informations as well as the must things that you have to know from this report. So what is the first statement saying? It is talking about the definition of forest. Forest includes which of the following in our country? This is something which is very important for you to know. And the correct answer here is option B only. That is, statement 1 is not true. So in India, according to the Forest Survey of India's definition, forest also includes plantation. So what does basically mean by forest, or how do this particular Forest Survey of India defines forest? See, you have to be familiar with two terms. One is the forest cover, clear, and the other term is forest area. So these two terms are synonymous, but again they have differences between them. Forest cover is not equal to forest area, right? So first let's try to study what is mean by forest cover. So according to the Forest Survey of India, forest cover is something that refers to the area which is actually more than 1 hectare in size, with tree canopy density of greater than 10%. It means what? Any area whose size is more than 1 hectare. Clear? And that is 2.47 acres. 1 hectare is what? 2.47 acres, right? So it should be more than 1 hectare in size, with the tree canopy density of more than 10%. So you can call that area as what? Forest cover. Clear? Now, how it is going to be different from forest area? Now, before moving on, this is a very interesting announcement. Now we have Unacademy UPSC Plus subscription available for just 50% price. That is, you have flat 50% offer. In addition, you also have free extension. If it is 9 months, you will have another 9 months for free, and same thing goes with your 12 months and 18 months also. So this is the right time for you to join this Unacademy Plus platform if you are someone who is willing to qualify your UPSC CSE 2025 or 2026. Why? Because we have access to all the top educators classes in all the mediums, not just in English. You also have in Hindi batches also. So this is again a completely, free UPSC mock interview program again given to the students and those who are, appearing for UPSC interview this year. This is the right time for you to enroll it, because in addition to your, interviews being conducted by the experienced panel members, you will be able to get detailed feedback, which is something very important, right? Forest area is any such area which is recorded as a forest area in the government records or the revenue records. Clear? So any area which is recorded in the government records or the revenue records of the country can be called as forest area. So this is the area that is going to include our reserved forest. Clear? This is the area that is going to include our protected forest also. And it is not necessary for the forest area, to have the forest cover in it. Sometimes forest cover can be present within the forest area, or sometimes the forest cover can be present outside the forest area also. Clear? So what is this reserved forest and protected forest? These are the areas which need high level of protection. Say for example, in protected forest we have the national parks, we have the wildlife sanctuaries, etc. So this reserved forest is again having high degree of protection when compared with this protected forest. So in the reserved forest, no kind of human activity is permitted except for education and research. Here, human activity is permitted to certain extent only. So these are the significances of, recording any particular area as the forest area, so has to give it some level of protection and monitor the activities that are taking place in that region, right? So any any area which is recorded or any such area which is constituted under any state or local laws can be called as what? Forest areas. So to give some example, look at this map here. So this region shows forest cover within the forest area. Clear? So this is forest cover. This region is the forest cover within the forest area. This blue color line marks the boundary of the forest area, right? So this region includes forest cover. That is, this region, this particular forest cover is having, land size of more than 1 hectare with tree canopy density greater than 10%, right? So here you can see this is the forest cover, but it is located outside the forest area. So these are the two differences that you should know. Clear? So by going along with this definition, now it is clear that the forest in India also includes what? Plantation, right? So this is something which is, quite in debate. Why? Because this particular plantations is, something which lack the dead woods as well as the underground biomass development that can sequester the carbon, right? So what is mean by tree cover? So you studied what is forest cover, right? So now what is mean by tree cover? Tree cover refers to any area of land covered by trees, including, trees are in isolation or a patch of trees which have less than 1 hectare in size. So if it is more than 1 hectare, it will become forest cover. If it is less than 1 hectare, it is going to become tree cover, right? So tree cover is the area which is going to have trees either in isolation or in patches with canopy density of less than 1 hectare. And here is the second question. Which of the following states have the largest area under forest and tree cover? So what is the answer here? We already had similar questions asked in UPSC. So you have to know about these findings, and the answer is Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh is holding this record for quite a long period of time. If you go through the previous reports, because see, this Forest Survey of India is publishing reports every 2 years, right? Right from 1987 onwards. Just get to know this. It is basically because our national forest policy wants us to increase the forest cover of our country to 1/3 of the total geographical area. That is, increase the forest cover of the country by 33%. So this is the objective of this forest policy. So to pave way for that, this Forest Survey of India is conducting a brief survey of all these things, right? So now let's study about the key findings of the report. So what is the target? It is 33%. So how much area do we have under forest cover in India? It is 25.17%. The total forest and the tree cover, okay, including the tree cover, the total area is 25.17%, with 21.76 under the forest cover and 3.14 under the tree cover, right? And we witnessed increase in the forest and tree cover of the country as compared to the previous survey report. And what are all the top states showing maximum increase? Pay attention to these terms. States which has maximum increase, states which have maximum area under forest and tree cover, states which have maximum tree cover, states which have maximum tree cover as percentage of its total geographical area. All these components will have different answers. So you have to literally by heart these things, because it is just going to be 2 to 3 slides, but it will be very helpful for both your prelims as well as for your mains, right? So here we have top 4 states showing maximum increase in the forest and the tree cover. So what are all the states? It includes Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, right? So these are the states which has maximum increase in the forest and the tree cover. And the states which shows maximum increase in forest cover, it includes Mizoram, Gujarat and Odisha. So Mizoram, Gujarat and Odisha has maximum increase in the forest cover. Now we also have the area wise data. The top 3 states having, this is the question that we had, largest forest and tree cover includes Madhya Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh and Maharashtra. Clear? So Madhya Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh and Maharashtra. Ma'am, you can remember this like that, right? So this is the number of, these are all the states which has maximum, largest forest, and the tree cover area. And in terms of the percentage of the forest cover with respect to its total geographical area, we have Lakshadweep always, topping the list, followed by Mizoram and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So listen to the, read the statement question carefully before answering this type of questions. So these are all the key findings that you have to know. And we also have about 19 states which already achieved the target of having the 33% of the area under the forest cover. And these are all the states which have more than 75% of its area under forest cover, right? It includes Mizoram, Lakshadweep, most of the northeastern states. And in addition to that, you also have to know about the mangrove cover, and you also have to know about the bamboo bearing also. And then this is something which is very, very important. According to this report, the carbon sequestration in the country is going good. Why? Because we have this particular target, to the Paris Agreement, that is India's nationally determined contribution of having this particular carbon sequestration equivalent to 2.5 to 3 billion tons by 2030. But India, already reached the 2.29 billion tons of additional carbon sink as against our target. So this was the India's carbon stock, that is 30.43 billion tons, which is around 5 billion tons more than the 2005. That is the base level that we follow for having this carbon sequestration. So we should also know that the increase in carbon stock of the country compared to the last level is also done. Now, quickly moving on to the second topic, as well as very, very important and interesting topic, that is about India's plans for quantum satellites. So this is again given in the FAQ section of your Hindu newspaper, where this particular article talks about all these elements that you should know. Of course, not in too much detail, but just get to know what is what, right? So what is the function of the quantum satellites, when it is expected to be launched, which are the fields in which this communication satellites is going to help us, and what are all the security issues that we are going to solve with the help of this communication satellite, what is mean by quantum cryptography, and what are the pros and cons of quantum key distribution. So this is something which is important for your mains, just to write some 1 or 2 points. That is enough. Other than that, this is a whole range of content that you can know about from this particular article. So let's read the question now. The term Messias, as seen in the news sometimes, refers to what? Humanoid robo, quantum satellite, nuclear capable fighter jets, bilateral exercise between India and China. I hope by now you would be knowing the answer. That is, it is the quantum satellite of China. You know, China was the first country to have, this achievement of having quantum satellites. Let's try to see more information about this now. Okay. So before moving on, with reference to quantum satellites, consider the following statements. It protects against threats from quantum computers. Okay. So it aborts the transmission upon security breach. India aims to launch a quantum satellite for quantum communications within 2 to 3 years. So which of these statements are correct? The answer is all of the above. So now let's start with what is mean by quantum satellite. So we know satellite is something which is used for communication. Communication means what? Sending and receiving signals, right? Fine. So what is this quantum satellite going to do? Quantum satellite is going to send and receive information in a more secure way, such that it becomes difficult for the third party to breach and read the information. So how it is going to do? It is going to do with the help of quantum cryptography. So what is mean by cryptography? See, I will give you a very small example. If there is a person A here, okay, and the person A is sending message to person B, right? So say for example, if these people are using WhatsApp, we know that WhatsApp is end-to-end encrypted, right? So what is mean by end-to-end encryption? That is, if this person is sending any messages, that message cannot be intercepted in between. So this message can be read only by B, right? So this is called as end-to-end encryption. So it is not getting transferred through any third party or any other mediums. It is end-to-end encryption. It is using key. What is happening here? If the person is sending hi, how are you, it is not going to be transmitted as hi, how are you, but rather it will be transmitted, something, imagine like this. The letters will get changed like this. Okay, so how it is going to get changed? It is going to get changed with the help of the code. Say for example, if I have this secret code of 5 as the key for this encryption, if I write A here, that A will be written as, you have to add 5 alphabets to A, that is B, C, D, E, F. So A will be written as what? F. Okay, M will be written as what? Again add 5 alphabets. So in that format, you will get this type of text that is getting transmitted from A to B. Now what B will do? B will have the code already with him. That is the code for decryption. So now the B, what B will do? Actually how the B will get the text? It will again get decrypted. So again H, that is minus 5 alphabet, A minus 5 alphabet, X minus 5 alphabet. Here you will be able to get the original text sent by A to B in such a way that if there is any third person who is trying to read the code, he cannot able to read the text in the proper way, right? It will not be legible. Now we have our systems in place where these codes are already existing, so we don't have to use any type of code to encrypt or decrypt the messages. That is how the systems work right now. I hope you understand till here. So in our communication devices, these keys are already existing, so that keys will do this process of encrypting as well as the decrypting of the text, right? So this is something called as cryptography. Now what is mean by quantum cryptography? quantum cryptography is going to use the keys in even more secure way. Why? Because see, although it is end-to-end encrypted, there are chances for this text to be decoded by any third party, provided the third party is having the ability to crack the key. Again, how the key will be cracked and the code will be revealed by using any supercomputers which can solve complex problems. Why? Because the key will be designed in such a way that one can get the key only after solving the problem, that is getting 5 as the answer, right? So in such a way, if we are making use of any supercomputers which can function so efficiently, then chances are there for hacking the key, that is getting the key by making the computer to solve the complex problem, right? Try to understand it in a superficial way like this only. Now, in that case, this is again subjected to threat, right? So even they can make use of the quantum computers itself to this kind of activities, whereby quantum computers are more efficient in solving any difficult problems so as to get the keys, right? Fine. Now, if it is a quantum cryptography, how it is going to overcome this issue? It is going to make this key more secure in such a way that whenever there is a breach that is happening, it will abort the transmission of the signal. It will abort the transmission of the message, right? So this is the speciality of this particular quantum satellite or quantum communication devices. It is going to make use of quantum key distribution. Again, the mechanism is not needed. It is going to make use of photons and all. Let's not get into that detail. Just get to know that it is going to make use of what? Quantum key distribution in such a way that whenever there is a breach that is happening, or whenever there is any interception that is detected, the transmission will get aborted. Clear? So this is all that you have to know about the quantum satellite. Now, so India is going to launch a quantum satellite in the next 2 to 3 years as part of our national quantum mission. So under which it is not just the satellite, we are going to pay attention to so many other quantum devices also, which you use on a regular basis, not just for solving complex problems, but also it is used in the medical field. Okay, so it is also used in n number of other fields like gene therapy, everything, etc. So this is about the quantum satellite that you have to know from this article. So today we studied India's forest report in detail as well as the quantum satellite in detail. I hope you find this video useful. So if you find this video useful, please don't forget to let me know that in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. See you all in the next video. And if you have not subscribed to the UPSC Warriors channel, please subscribe.